Hi everyone, it's Coach Red here, and today I'm going over how to sketch the graph of a polynomial function. And so we have this function, f of x equals negative 4x cubed plus 12x squared minus 9x. So it's a polynomial of degree 3, right? Because it's in standard form. You really want to look at what form it's in. It could be in factored form. It could be in standard form. So when it's in standard form, if you want to sketch it, you do have to identify the degree and whether the leading coefficient is positive or negative. So the leading coefficient, you want to determine if it's positive or negative. So this is degree 3 because the highest power is 3 and it's in standard form, which means it's an odd degree. The leading coefficient, the number in front of that, is negative. So the leading coefficient is negative, which tells me that the graph's end behavior would be up, down. And remember, we read end behavior from left to right. So that means on the left side of the graph, it's going to be going up, and on the right side of the graph, it's going to be going down like that. All right. So then I look at the polynomial to see if I might be able to get it into factored form. In this case, I can. So I'm going to factor it. Let's see what we got here. So I'm going to actually pull out a negative x because I see that common factor, and I really want my leading term to be positive. So that's going to give me 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. Okay, I'm going to factor that second part. It looks like a perfect square trinomial to me. If you don't recognize that, don't be alarmed because you'll get two of the same factors. So if you factored that, didn't see it was a perfect square trinomial, you would get 2x minus 3 and 2x minus 3. And since the factors are the same, you should write them to the power of 2. Because when we're graphing a polynomial, that degree in factored form helps us determine the multiplicity, okay? All right, so now I need to use that factored form to find the zeros of the function. So I'm going to set it equal to 0 and find the zeros. So negative x equals 0, so x equals 0. So I have a 0 at 0. And then 2x minus 3 equals 0, and x equals 3 over 2. Okay, so I have a 0 at 0, so I'm going to plot it, and then a 0 at 1.5, so right about there. Okay, there and there. There are my two zeros. Now I have to look at the multiplicity of each zero. So this has a multiplicity of 1 because the degree, its power is 1, which means it's going to go through that point. Multiplicity of 1 goes through the point. 3/2 has a multiplicity of 2, which means it's going to bounce at that point. All right, so that's actually enough information for us to be able to graph it. We have our end behavior, so we know it's starting up high. It's going to go down through the 0. It's going to go through it. It's going to turn around somewhere. This is a terrible graph. It's going to bounce at that 1.5, and then it's going to end like that. Now, you could certainly plot some more points, plug them in, and see what the y values are to get them. But if you want to do a rough sketch, this is what we've got going on, okay? And so that's how you graph a polynomial function. All right, wish my graph was better, but have a great day.